Hello, my name is Ted Robinson from the Center for Inner Healing. I'm the proprietor and owner of the Center for Inner Healing. We're getting a call in about this show right now. Give me a moment. Hello? Hello? I do. We're on it right now. And I'm going to have to jump off because we're doing it on Google Plus Hangouts. Okay, bye-bye. Sorry about that, everybody, but we're getting calls in because we've been doing this on the telephone for years now, many years, since 2008, and this is 2014, 6 years, and people are not quite used to it yet. But here we are. We've decided to do this Google Plus Hangouts because I think it's really going to be the way of the future. I think it is the future now, and I think it's going to burgeon as time goes on. So that's why we're doing it through here. Again, my name is Ted Robinson from the Center for Inner Healing. We're located at 26 St. Paul's Place, Hempstead, New York, and the zip is 11550. Each week on Sunday evenings, we do the Sunday night EFT borrowing benefits group called the Tapathon because we're doing a lot of tapping, and we've been doing it for, like I said, 6 years now. And we've been doing it every single night for 6 years. So that's a lot of time and a lot of tapathons. So the way in which we do the Tapathon here is we do not teach EFT on this Tapathon because people are used to doing EFT that are here, and it just takes time. And if you don't know how to do it yet, we invite you to take a look at our videos on the doing EFT on YouTube under Ted Robinson EFT. Ted Robinson, R-O-B-I-N-S-O-N, EFT in caps. And you'll find a number of different videos. There's probably close to 70 videos up. And a number of them explain and show how to do EFT. There is at least one full tutorial. It's got diagrams and everything else in it, and you'll learn it pretty easily. But if you just want to tap along with us, you can do that too. Again, I don't explain the whole thing right now, but just tap along, follow the points as we go, and I'm sure you'll get what you need. So we don't have anybody else on the call as of yet, but others are trying to join it, I understand, right now. It's a little difficult so far to join Google Plus, and a little bit difficult to get onto these Tapathons from what I'm hearing from other people in our group and things. We have also a Wednesday night group that we do here at our Center for Inner Healing, and that's a 2-hour group. We do it every Wednesday night at 7 p.m., rain or shine, winter and summer, and all the times in between. We've been doing that for about 15 years now. And we get a lot of group participation in that, and many of the people that are in our group show up for this group as well. But if you can't join it initially, you can always watch it on YouTube. Just look for the Sunday Night Tapathon, and I'm sure you'll find it. So the way in which we do this is we set up a volunteer. Not seeing any volunteers as of yet. I'm going to go ahead and start the program nonetheless and hope for the best. If we get a volunteer, we'll work with the volunteer. If not, then I will choose a topic and tap on it, and then you can just pick it up on YouTube if you wish and tap along. All you need to do is just follow the leader. And the points that I'm going to be using are the top. Well, the first point is side of the hand, right between here and here, the edge of the palm, so to speak, right between here and here. We tap there first. We do a setup. And once we get finished with the setup is how we focus the mind. We're going to tap the top of the head in an oval position. I guess I'm teaching EFT nonetheless because nobody's on the call yet. The eyebrow point is right where the eyebrow and the nose meet, right in that little juncture there. Side of the eye is right at the side of the eye. And under the eye is directly under the eyeball. It's not off to the one side or the other. It's right in the middle, under the eyeball, right under the lower lip. The next point is under the nose and the cleft of the upper lip. The next one is under the mouth or under the lower lip, between the lower lip and the chin. The next point is the collarbone point, very important point. It's right on the collarbone, and right in here there's a gap for most ladies. Men don't seem to have too much of it, but right here on either side there's a rounded bone, and it's on that rounded bone that you want to be tapping. You can tap throughout the whole area if you like, just so you don't miss it, or right on the bone itself. The next and last point is under the armpit. It's about 3 inches below the armpit. For ladies, it'll be right on your bra strap, midway front to back on your body, not your breast. And that's it. Those are the points. Those are the only points we just generally use. And we're going to pick a topic. Now, normally what I would do is I would ask for a volunteer, find out what the topic is for that volunteer, and then tap on it. But since I don't have a topic from a volunteer, I'm going to do one for somebody that I was just working with earlier today, which was fear about pregnancy. It's her first child, and she's fearful of the pain involved in pregnancy. And I think it'll be very helpful for her to tune in and see this later on. And for anybody that you know that has fears of giving birth or who's had painful births in the past, this could be very helpful to them. If you're not one of those people giving birth, or if you're not involved with any major pain right now, you can change the topic as you see fit, because from time to time I'm going to say your words, just like that. And when I do that, that'll be your cue or invitation to tap on the various issue that you have. Now, how you're going to do that is you're going to simply say some words about your issue. It could be, I'm so angry at so-and-so for doing such and such. Fill in the blanks as you wish. You can say, I'm so worried or fearful, or I'm so sad. Remember, your subconscious mind knows exactly what's going on within you. So you can even say just this issue, and that'll be sufficient. You can still get the benefit, because your subconscious mind is always keeping track of what the latest issue is and knows it rather well. So if you do that, you'll get the issue right away. And from time to time, as I said, I'm going to say your words, say your words. It's a little bit more arduous for me right now because I'm going to be doing both sides of this equation. But from time to time, I will say your words, say your words. And I'll implore you like this to say your words now, say your words. And that'll be your opportunity to continue tapping wherever we're tapping, but to say the words for your specific issue. And that's how you're going to actually anchor in the issue for yourself. That way it's a little bit more powerful, I find, for each individual working. But just like Gary Craig has always said, you don't have to even say the words. You can simply just say whatever the words are that everybody else is saying, and you'll still get the benefits on your own specific issue nonetheless. I just happen to like this particular way because it seems to personalize a little bit, and people get to really shout out their words and say their words specifically. Okay? Here we go. So the first thing we always start out with is resistance to change. So get ready, and I just want you to follow along with me. I'll say the first part, you say the second part in like a response, like a choral response, okay? And don't feel foolish. We've all been doing this for a long time. I've been doing it for 15 years now, and I find that EFT is the best thing out there for actually resolving things really quickly and very efficiently. Okay, so here we go. We're going to say, even though I'm really resistant to change, this is your part, even though I'm really resistant to change, I love and accept myself anyway. I love and accept myself anyway. You see the second part is yours? All right. I'm going to continue saying both sides as much as I can because it's really important to hear the other side. It's important for your subconscious mind to hear you say it to yourselves. So here we go. I know I'm resistant to change. I know I'm resistant to change because I'm not really changing the very things I want to change. Because I'm not really changing the very things I want to change. I really want to change them though. I really want to change them though, but I just can't seem to get it done. But I just can't seem to get it done. And that's why I know I'm resistant to change. And that's why I know I'm resistant to change. But I love and accept myself nonetheless. But I love and accept myself nonetheless. Here we go. This is now called the sequence. We're going to start at the top of the head. Let's say, I know I'm resistant to change. I know I'm resistant to change. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change. I don't really want to change. I don't really want to change. There, I've said it. There, I've said it. I'm afraid of change. I'm afraid of change. Change is very scary for me. Change is very scary for me. If I change, I don't know what I'm going to get at the end. If I change, I don't know what I'm going to get at the end. And what if I don't get what I want? And what if I don't get what I want? I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea. I don't like being out of control. I don't like being out of control. When I don't know what's coming, I get scared. When I don't know what's coming, I get scared. And I don't like being scared. And I don't like being scared. All these fears about resistance to change. All these fears about resistance to change. I'd like to let them go. I'd like to let them go. but I'm not so sure I can yet. But I'm not so sure I can yet. All this resistance to change. All this resistance to change. Side of the hand. I'd like to let go of all my resistance to change. I'd like to let go of all my resistance to change. Hands down, take a nice deep breath. And let it out. So, that's resistance to change. And that's just the first round of it. We can go on and on and on with this. We may, actually. Because this is a very important factor. If you do repeated rounds on resistance to change, you're going to find that you actually start changing. That you actually release what's holding you back. It's just your own thoughts, by the way. It's just your own ego thoughts that don't want to allow change because of fear, generally. Fear, worry, anxiety, whatever it might be. But change is really the one true constant in life. If it wasn't for change, nothing would be moving. All the little electrons spinning around the protons and the nucleus of an atom are all moving, all changing constantly. Even a rock is changing. So it's really inappropriate to not change or to resist it, because we're kidding ourselves. We're all changing nonetheless. So my premise is, why not start now? If not now, when? If not now, when? So here we go, second round of EFT, resistance to change. We're going to say, even though I feel a little bit different right now, even though I feel a little bit different right now, I'm still afraid of change. I'm still afraid of change. And I don't want to change. And I don't want to change. I don't know what's coming, and I don't like that. I don't know what's coming, and I don't like that. And I'm afraid of change at every turn. I'm afraid of change at every turn. But I'm going to do the best I can to get through this nonetheless. I'm going to do the best I can to get through this nonetheless. Here we go, top of the head. So you say, I'm feeling a little different right now. I'm feeling a little different right now. I'm feeling a little less resistance to change. I'm feeling a little less resistance to change. I'd like to let it go completely. I'd like to let it go completely, but I don't think I'm ever going to do that. But I don't think I'm ever going to do that. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to let go of all this resistance to change. I'm going to let go of all this resistance to change. It takes making a new choice. It takes making a new choice. So I'm going to make a new choice. So I'm going to make a new choice. I now choose to let go of all remaining resistance to change. I now choose to let go of all remaining resistance to change. I choose change in my life. I choose change in my life. I accept change in my life. I accept change in my life. I invite change into my life. I invite change into my life. And I accept it when it arrives. And I accept it when it arrives. If I don't like what I've gotten, I can make a new choice. I can make a new choice and choose change again. And choose change again. Life is comprised of constant change. Life is comprised of constant change. Who am I to stand in the way of change? Who am I to stand in the way of the change? I'm not going to do it any longer. I'm not going to do it any longer. I'm going to invite change. I'm going to invite change and embrace and accept it when it arrives. And embrace and accept it when it arrives. I like this idea. I know I can change now. I like this idea. I know I can change now. Hands down, take a nice deep breath. That feels good. I hope it feels good to you too. So, what kind of an issue can we do tonight? As I said, I was just working this afternoon with somebody who's pregnant in her 9th month, and this is her first child, and she's afraid. She's afraid of the pain of, she's, I think, more afraid of the unknown aspects of birth. And so I think it would be very worthwhile to work on that right now, and then I can direct her to this video. But more than that, I think it's worthwhile for anybody who's going to be giving birth soon or ever to eliminate these fears that are pretty much universal. And that's what we're going to work on right now. I'm going to assume that she is at an 8 or 9 on her SUD scale. A SUD scale is 0 to 10. 0 to 10 on your SUDS, a subjective unit of discomfort scale. 0 to 10. Everybody's got a SUDS. Now, SUDS is just a subjective unit of discomfort scale. And yours might be higher than others or lower than others. It doesn't matter. As long as it's unique to you and accurate to you, that's all you have to do. And how do you make it accurate? With 10, you're in tears or about in tears. A 0, you can't even access the feeling anymore. Any place else in between? Just a good guess. So give it your best guess on what your topic is right now, and then get ready to tap, because, well, while we'll be talking about pregnancy and the pain of giving birth, you can tap on anything you wish. And again, from time to time, I'll say your words just like that, and you'll find that you can say whatever you want. I'll give you enough time, and I'll say whatever I want for me, because this is not my topic, obviously. And we'll go through it. Here we go. So we're talking about an 8 or 9 as a starting point, and we're going to say the following words. You're going to say, even though I'm really afraid because this is my first child, even though I'm really afraid because this is my first child, and I don't know what to expect, and I don't know what to expect, I think there's going to be a lot of pain. I think there's going to be a lot of pain. All the women I've ever talked to who've given birth tell me it's painful. All the women I've ever talked to who've given birth tell me it's painful. And so I'm expecting a lot of pain. So I'm expecting a lot of pain. And of course, whatever I expect, I'm going to get. And of course, whatever I expect, I'm going to get. So I'm going to have a lot of pain with giving birth. So I'm going to have a lot of pain giving birth. But it doesn't have to be this way. But it doesn't have to be this way. What are you, crazy? Of course it's going to be this way. What are you, crazy? Of course it's going to be this way. I'm trying to push a whole baby out of my birth canal. I'm trying to push a whole baby out of my birth canal. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to be very painful. It's going to be very painful. I'm going to have drugs. I'm going to have drugs. And all of these thoughts are going around in my head right now. And all of these thoughts are going around in my head right now. Top of the head. I'm going to have a painful birth. I know it. I'm going to have a painful birth. I know it. I can't bear pain. I can't bear pain. Pain is too much for me all the time. Too much, too much. Pain is too much for me all the time. I'm sorry. Under the eyes. I just can't do this. I just can't do this. I have to ask for drugs. I have to ask for drugs. Then there won't be any pain. Then there won't be any pain. I like that idea. I like that idea. And there's nothing wrong with drugs. There's nothing wrong with drugs. Except it does sometimes affect the baby. Except it sometimes does affect the baby. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, but I don't want the pain either. But I don't want the pain either. I don't know what to do. Now I'm completely lost. I don't know what to do. Now I'm completely lost. Collarbone, say your words. Say your words. All this pain. All this fear of pain. I have a lot of fear of pain. Under the arms. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of this fear. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of this fear. And why should I? Childbirth is supposed to be painful. And why should I? Childbirth is supposed to be painful. It doesn't have to be that painful. It doesn't have to be that painful. Hey, it's easy for you to talk. You're a man. Hey, it's easy for you to talk. You're a man. I have to go through it. I have to go through it. And it's going to be painful. I know it's going to be painful. And it's going to be painful. I know it's going to be painful. And I'm right about it. And I'm right about it. Because I've already made my mind up it's going to be painful. Because I've already made my mind up it's going to be painful. Top of the head, say your words, say your words. I know it's going to be painful. It's got to be painful. That's what everybody tells me. It's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. Eyebrow points. I'd like to let this self-limiting belief go. I'd like to let this self-limiting belief go. What do you mean self-limiting? This is a realistic thought. What do you mean self-limiting? This is a realistic thought. I'm going to have to give birth, not you. I'm going to have to give birth, not you. And I'm not looking forward to it. And I'm not looking forward to it. I've completely lost sight of the fact that I'm going to have a baby at the end of the process. I've completely lost sight of the fact that I'm going to have a baby at the end of this process. And I don't know what to do anymore. And I don't know what to do anymore. I feel completely lost. I feel completely lost. I feel completely alone. I feel completely alone. And nobody's here to help me. And nobody's here to help me. And I'm all alone and scared. And I'm all alone and scared. Say your words in the nose and mouth. Say your words now. All this fear of pain. All this fear of being alone. Collarbone point. I'd like to let this go now. I'd like to let this go now. But I don't know if I can. But I don't know if I can. I know I can. I'm just not willing to yet. I know I can. I'm just not willing to yet. Hands down. Take a nice deep breath, please. And let it out. Okay. So, what's your suds now? Now, this is completely subjective. It's up to you, whatever yours is. And whatever you're working on is fine. I'm working on pain of childbirth, surrogately, effectively, so that perhaps somebody can have less pain and less anxiety and less fear about their first child. And I'm sure it's a very worrisome thing, but the fact of the matter is half the population, or almost half the population, has gone through that in this whole world, and they somehow get through it. But the mind has a way of making things more difficult sometimes. And we don't really have to make it difficult. We can actually make it much easier if we choose to. So that's the point of all this. Let's see if we can make this happen easier and more naturally, because the body has an innate intelligence within it. When you have diarrhea or vomit, that's the body doing its thing. You don't have any control over it. You have minimal control at best. And so the same thing is true of childbirth. It's going to happen one way or the other. And you can either fight it or you can relax into it. That's where we're going with this. Okay, here we go. Side of the hand, we're going to say, even though I'm feeling a little bit better, even though I'm feeling a little bit better, I don't believe anything you're saying. I don't believe anything you're saying. It's going to be painful. I know it. It's going to be painful. I know it. And that's what my fear is. And that's what my fear is. Plus, I'm going through the whole thing on my own. And that's just wrong. And that's just wrong. There's nobody in this world that's there to help me. There's nobody in this world there to help me. And I'm feeling very alone and miserable. And I'm feeling very alone and miserable. But I'm going to do the best I can to get through this and make it happen. But I'm going to do the best I can to get through this and make it happen. And come out smiling. And come out smiling. Top of the head. So I really do feel a little bit better. I really do feel a little bit better. But I can't see where you're going with all this. Am I supposed to smile the whole way through? No, just go through it without complaining every moment. No, just go through it without complaining every moment. And without fearing it all the time. The innate intelligence within my body, is going to take care of this. I'm going to give birth no matter what. And it is all up to me and my mind as to how I go about it. I can either choose to do this painlessly, or I can go kicking and screaming, begging for drugs. And I don't want drugs in my system if I can help it. I know they have some effects upon the baby sometimes. And I don't want any negative effects on the baby. I don't want any pain though. So how am I going to compromise this? I'm going to go as far as I can. By releasing and relaxing my muscles. And letting nature take its course. I know I can do it because everybody else has done it. But I don't have to go about it all tight all the time. If I just relax and release, I can do this. Oh, sure, there you go again. You're a man. You don't know anything about it. Oh, sure, there you go again. You're a man. You don't know anything about it. The fact of the matter is, if I just relax into the process, the process will take care of itself. Of course, I'm going to have to push and do whatever I'm told. I'm going to have to breathe real heavily. But I can take care of the pain myself. If I choose to. And I do choose to. I choose to take care of this myself. Because I know I can relax and let go when I choose to. And I do choose to. all of my emotions that I have going through birth, all of my emotions I have going through birth are also felt by the infant, are also felt by my infant. And I don't want her to be traumatized. And I don't want her to be traumatized. Least of all by me. Least of all by me. Or by drugs. Or by drugs. I want a natural, easy childbirth. I want a natural, easy childbirth. And I can have that if I choose it. And I can have that if I choose it and release and relax my muscles as I go through this whole thing. And release and relax my muscles as I go through this whole thing. If I feel myself tensing up, I can just release and let go. I can just release and let go. And it will make a huge difference. And it will make a huge difference. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. But I'm afraid I won't be able to do it. But I'm afraid I won't be able to do it. Say your words again. Say your words again right here. Eyebrow point. I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm afraid I can't do that. Side of the eyes. I guess I can do it. I guess I can do it. I never really tried before. I never really tried before because I was never pregnant before. But I've done it in other things in my life. I can go through a lot. I can take a lot of pain. And whatever doesn't kill me, makes me stronger. And that's what I want to be, stronger. Under the nose and mouth. Say your words one last time. I am stronger already. I know I am. Collarbone point. I know I can do this without all the anesthetics. I know I can do this without all the anesthetics or painkillers. I want to do this naturally if I can. Side of the hand, and I know I can. Hands down, nice deep breath. And let go. So, how does that feel now? Check in, please. Between 0 and 10, how are you feeling now? Feels like it's down to a 2 or 3 to me, maybe 3 or 4. So let's settle on 3. So we're going to do one more round and then call it a night. Here we go. So we're going to say, even though I'm feeling much better now, I'm afraid it's all going to go away. And I'm going to have the drugs when I give birth. Because I'm too afraid. I don't have to be that afraid. And I'm not right now. But I'm afraid things are going to get out of hand once I get in the midst of the whole birthing process. I'm afraid things are going to get out of hand once I'm in the midst of the birthing process. And I love and accept myself nonetheless. Here we go, top of the head. So I'm really feeling a lot better. But I'm afraid that as soon as we stop, all the fear and worry is going to come back. And then when it does, I'm not going to be able to do it on my own. And then when it does, I'm not going to be able to do it on my own. And I'm going to ask for painkillers. And so then I'll feel like I'm a failure. I'm not a failure no matter what I do. These are all just my options available to me. Whatever I choose is okay. But this is an opportunity for me. To prove that I am stronger than the pain. That I don't have to be subject to the pain. I can actually control the pain by relaxing, releasing. Oh, I like that idea, but I don't think I can do it. What if I tell them no drugs and then I get too much pain? Can always ask them for the drugs. But right now, I know I can go through this. And I can do it with very little pain. It's a natural thing. Childbirth is a natural thing. I can do this. I know I can. I can do this. I know I can. Women have been doing this since time began. Women have been doing this since time began. And women have also said that they became women in the middle of childbirth. And women have actually said they became women in the middle of childbirth. So it's up to me what type of woman I want to be. It's up to me what type of woman I want to be, how I want to be in this world, how I want to be in this world, and what I want to do with me, and what I want to do with me, and how I want to treat my child, and how I want to treat my child, and how I want to deal with pain, and how I want to deal with pain. This is not the last pain I'll ever feel in my life. This is not the last pain I'll ever feel in my life. And I can prove to myself, that I can take the pain through this experience. That I can take the pain through this experience. I like that idea. I know it's going to work for me. I like that idea. I know it's going to work for me. Hands down, nice deep breath. And let it out. So that's about it for now. I'm going to end here and wish you all well, and hope that you'll see this video, hope that you'll participate in it, and use your own tapping issues, say your own words for your own tapping issues as you go along, and I'm sure you'll find some benefit in all this. And for those who are pregnant and about to give birth, I hope this will be beneficial to you. We do the Tapathon every Sunday night at 8 during Daylight Savings Time here on the East Coast, and it's 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And during the winter, we do it at 7 p.m. In the wintertime, we've defined the wintertime as any time it's not Daylight Savings Time. So that's how you'll be able to find us. You can find me at tedrobinson.com or better yet, centerforinnerhealing.com. Centerforinnerhealing.com. That's all spelled out. And there's a whole page there on EFT, hypnosis, and presence. Those are the things that I teach and that I want to share with the world. So I hope you'll see this. I hope you'll share it with others. And I hope it'll be helpful for all who watch. Have a wonderful night. Thank you very much. Good night. Good night.